All right. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the betting duo. My name is Brittany.
And I'm Cognac, and this is episode 5. We've been having a blast breaking down everything football. But lately, if you've been watching, we've been diving into the WNBA and in the NBA. So this time of year is super busy for sports fans, and we want to make sure we are touching every topic. Do us a favor, make sure you like, comment, and share our content.
And as always, hit that subscribe button so you're notified when a new episode drops. So let's go ahead and get into it because we have a lot of juicy topics here. Let's start with our opening huddle. All right, first on our list is the results from the WNBA Game 3. The score was 80-77. Oh my goodness. I was expecting a back and forth. I thought, Liberty would win, the Lynx would win, go back and forth, but Liberty's up 2-1.
That particularly game 3 was back and forth. Like the Liberty, I ain't gonna say back and forth exactly. The Lynx came out with a purpose. They jumped out ahead, but I just looked like they couldn't sustain it down the stretch. Kind of like how the Liberty was in game 1. So they both stole one on opening floors. So it's really interesting. Home floor. So it's really, it's really interesting to see how they do in game 4.
Yeah, that was a close game, and what really did it was Ionescu hitting that game winner at the end. And the crazy part is she didn't even see it until she saw the recap. She's like, I don't even remember what happened. So she had to look at the recap and be like, oh wow, I had to see my spacing and see where I was at, and I just hit it.
That was a good shot for her, because especially just the series, she hasn't looked like she did in the early rounds of the playoffs in the regular season. Minnesota seemed like they got her number. But it kind of helped when you got a running mate like Breanna Stewart, because, man,
balling.
In the third, Breanna Stewart snapped. She got 3 rebounds in 5 seconds, because I had a ticket with her going lower than 9.5. But, yeah, she snatched them rebounds really fast. And then she really went on a scoring tear. Because at first it seemed like the Fisa Karl had her locked down. But after that.
Right. 30 points, 11 rebounds. Good gosh, Stewie.
Yeah, in the game before that, she had the game before that, it's game 2, the score was 66-80. That's a 14-point game. If you look at the box score, Breanna Stewart had 7 steals. If you take 7 steals all on transition points, that's 14 points. That's the 14 points your team needed. She affects the game all around. So, right, game 4, the game plan has got to be keep an eye on Breanna Stewart. I seen them do a lot of switching. I think they're going to have Nafisa Karl on her full time next game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Karl had 22 points and 9 rebounds, but I feel like she definitely could have got a little more, but she still had a good game overall.
Yeah, as the head investors of Unrivaled, man, TNT finna have something coming their way, because the way they both played, because at one point, in the early off, Nafisa Karl couldn't be stopped. She was... But then the third quarter happened and Breanna Stewart happened. They both respectively did little things in the fourth. But it was just how they, how they both been playing throughout the whole playoffs, the whole series. Nafisa Karl just broke a record. I think it's most points in the playoff, bracket.
That's great.
Yeah, and it's been some great Sue Bird, Taurasi, Sylvia Fowles, Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie, Tamika Catchings. The list goes on and on. Mm-hmm. So for her to do that, kudos.
Kudos to her. Give her flowers. And the crazy thing is, this was the highest viewership for the WNBA Finals. It averaged 1.24. Yeah, an increase of 82%. That and how they talk about how what's her name from the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark is the reason. Yeah, she may be the reason everybody has their eyes on the game, but she's not playing no more, and they're still breaking records.
I feel like everybody's there for their role. If Caitlin Clark was in these finals, just saying, if she was in these finals, man, boy, viewership would be out the roof. But she did her job. That's like at one point in time, the best the NBA was dying. Just the viewership, Magic and Larry Bird, just that rivalry itself spawned it. So now you're starting to see different things. And like I really feel like it's great because Breanna Stewart's been the mainstay in this league. Last year, AJ Wilson heard those going at it, and nobody like really paid attention to it. Now you got Breanna Stewart and Defeated Collier back-to-back years. You have great forwards, like you have great forwards that the game has saw, and they're doing it. Thank you, Caitlin Clark. The league is more than just.
Yeah, that is true. And the like you mentioned, Unrivaled just got a multi-year media rights deal with TNT. Now that's big. Not only are the games going to be aired on Max every Friday, Saturday, and Monday, but to get that deal with TNT Sports, come on now.
Yeah, you gotta look. TNT was smart too, because the NBA already told you where they're going. The NBA already told you where they're going. We're taking our talents to NBC after this year. So you got to find something to fill in that void.
Yep.
So now you got that, TNT, now you got the Unrivalry. It's starting off with, just what a 4-week campaign, 30 games.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the angel round of investment. This
Right.
is just how it's going. Next year, because these women want to keep playing. They're trying to show. After the season over, you don't have to go overseas. We got something here for you to stay right here because you got to see what's going on. Some people going overseas and can't come back. Some people are like look at Brittany Griner, like overseas ball. Yeah, they pay them. Yeah, they getting their flowers over there, but ain't nothing. There's no place like home.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's about time that women's sports gets this platform like this. This is pretty big. So I'm very excited to see how things go and how things play out, and just to see what could happen for the future.
I agree.
So let's lean into the start of the NBA season, which is actually this upcoming Tuesday. And speaking of that, I got a question. Breaking news. Kawhi Leonard is out indefinitely. What's your thoughts? Talk to me. What you think's going to happen for him and his future?
Well, I actually like Kawhi. I love his game when he's on that court. But we're talking about off the court, kind of sort of at this moment. I feel like I don't know, maybe we're looking at a player. For one, we're looking at a cautious player. That's the first thing. We're looking at a player on the backside of 30. And maybe the love for the game ain't there. I don't know. The way I'm looking at it as in it's been multiple years where you're just not there. You're not playing. You're supposed to have off-season surgery, nursing. You skipped the Olympics, which is a good sign. That's the best thing you did was skip the Olympics because you didn't want to go to the Olympics, and now you're talking about y'all indefinitely. They'll really question. So now it's a question of is it the Clippers or is it just basketball? Now we can take it back to when he was in San Antonio. He's got history of this saying, I'm not finna play. My team, my personal team say I'm not finna play. Like he's not he's got that dating back to San Antonio when he had the knee injury. I'm honestly starting to feel like he just feel like he done made his money. The game is it. Maybe he got investments going on. He was the face of New Balance. Was it New Balance as the shoe? He was the face of New Balance at one point. So I mean, maybe you just feel you're not going to play till you're 100%. Even though you got guys putting on the line every day, but you're not going to play till you're 100%, and you're just at a point in your career where it's I'm just here. You know what I mean? I'm just here. If I can play, I can do it. It is what it is. Maybe that's why I feel like his fire from the game gone. You're not in. I don't think you're in. You're in championship pursuit anymore.
Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen with the Clippers? Who's going to have to step up besides James Harden? And they ain't got PG no more.
They don't have Russ, right?
Nope. Right.
Zubac. I mean Zubac. Terrence Mann, I believe. Is it Terrence Mann that plays with him?
Yeah, he's
a good young guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's Norman Powell. Doesn't he still play for them?
I think so.
Norman Powell's a proven scorer, but I mean, you're looking at without James Harden. That's all you can pretty much say. Like you're looking, you need Kawhi. Like
you need him.
You need Kawhi, and especially out there in the West right about now. I mean, I see the Clippers back to being before the Lob City era and everything. They're back to the bottom cellar because now you got to think like. I mean, if they coach can't deliver it, now you got to think because you got Dallas, San Antonio kind of Wemby, all he needs is a CP3. That's all he needs. Dallas CP3. I mean Dallas, San Antonio, LA, Oklahoma, Minnesota, Denver. I mean the Kings. Like I mean, I'm naming teams that can really dominate them. Like it's well, this no longer the claw.
No
It's
longer
just going to be the beard.
right. We shall see. And since we're talking about injuries, Lonzo made a great comeback in preseason. First game, 10 points, 4 for 6 from the field goal, 15 minutes. He seems to be doing all right after being out for several years for a
So I
repair.
mean, this is what I'm saying. Sometimes it's best to sit out. But Lonzo was still young and had time. He just needed to get right. Lonzo probably 28, maybe 29 max. He got time. He's got time. He had time to sit out, and I don't know why nobody thought he would come back and look like, just completely different. I'm not saying he was gonna look like completely different,
Mm-hmm.
He looks pretty, he looks somewhat his same game. I can drop down, I can, be a bigger guard and get to the paint, little outside touch. He got it, his game looked the same. He
Yeah.
just needed to get that up off of. Now Kawhi ain't so fortunate. You ain't a young grasshopper no more.
No, definitely not. But so we got 2 games for opening day. We got the Lakers and the Timberwolves. Now, a lot of people are saying they don't think Bronny is going to play first game. And if he does play, he's going to get a few minutes and sit on down. I just don't see him playing long. But if he does, he's definitely going to be locked up.
Senior to junior or junior to senior, there's an assist waiting. I promise you, if you can, I've seen betting apps give you some of the weirdest stats to bet on. If you can find an app that say assist from Bron Senior to assist to Bron Junior or vice versa, man, you better take that because this gonna happen just off the fact of I've seen stuff like NFTs, GIFs, anything like just that assist. That assist is going to go down in history. From Bron to Bronny to Bron. That assist gonna happen on the first game. I don't because it's game 1. You're trying to see what your team is about before you have to get down the stretch. Like you're trying to figure out rotations and stuff. Why not throw Bronny in? Like in this game 1, you don't know. You ain't on your. I mean, you're Minnesota probably called LA. Hey, are y'all gonna play Bronny? Our ticket sales just went up by 10%. It's good basketball. It's good business. It's just good. I ain't saying Minnesota gonna let them ball, but I'm quite sure they'll call them. Please throw Bronny in there. People, I got people dying to see this. You're gonna want it to happen. We'll never say he's gonna ball, but we got to see this. And just the fact of senior to junior assist or vice versa. Come on, man.
Yeah,
that's headlines.
Now, DeMarcus Cousins said during an interview that by the Lakers drafting Bronny, he doesn't think that the team is serious about winning, especially coming off of last season. He feels like they should have made some serious changes to the lineup. And he said he understands it. It's a business, with LeBron and his legacy, but he just doesn't feel like that was a good business move.
I seen something where someone said that Bronny was an influencer playing basketball. They say he was a social influencer playing basketball. But my thing is, I mean, I've seen for as long as we've seen Bron play, when he became after year 1, from year 2 to year 21, 22, we all know what it is. It's Bron penetrate, space, and kick. This is the only time you see him with a premier post presence like AD. But it's the name of the gang is still driving kick. What part of that don't spell Bronny? If you're looking at freakish athletic traits, what a part of that don't spell Bronny? Because if you're looking for 3-and-D, you need somebody who can run and fly and be a gazelle with the best of them. Look no further than Junior. If you're looking for somebody just to shoot it, look no further than Junior. You say DeMarcus Cousins, you saying you don't feel like they made moves to be still competitive? They took Austin Reeves, a 2nd-round pick, I think he was. Look what happens. You can't just say that. I mean, yes, it's big business. You took the best 2nd round you probably could have took in Bronny. You pairing with his daddy,
Yeah.
and you watch them do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
He'll grow right before your eyes. It'll be like a whole sitcom.
Right.
Playing
It's good
basketball
TV.
with the Bronze.
It's good TV. It makes a good documentary because who can better prepare him for the game than playing with his dad, you know? Because if he was with another team, if another team selected him, he would kind of just fade away, I feel
And
like.
it's the best thing. That they say a lot of the game is mental. Like, as far as when we first coming in, who else better than to have my daddy next to me in a mental game?
Mm-hmm.
Now when you talk about feet, and then when it comes to mental, now it comes to physical. Because who's gonna get me up every day? Son, get up. He been doing this every day. Go, time for you to go to school. Get up. Whether he does shaking me or he way across the country, my phone going off. Son, time for you to go to school. You know what I mean? Like he's always been there. You can tell by their relationship. It ain't like we done seen him hold this little boy from the with this young man. We done seen him hold this young man from when he won the championship and first came in till now. He's been there and still dominating on the court. I don't feel like I feel like at round two, right then and there, you got good value. And I still say you staying competitive and you looking toward the future. As far as in maybe Braun getting a stake in the company. I'm just saying like you looking toward the future in every aspect like that. That's just
Mm-hmm.
my thoughts on it.
Right. And you know how they're saying they're getting expansion leagues, Seattle, Las Vegas. If LeBron does retire by the end of this year or next year, because they're talking about bringing that in 2026, that's right around the time that LeBron could retire. Why not have Bronny on the Lakers team to develop into the player he is and then make him the star of the Las Vegas expansion team or Seattle? Like, this is a great time to get him ready for that opportunity.
Hello. I didn't even think about that. Hello. But you get it. That's
Mm-hmm.
it's just big business, and you still stay. I feel like you still stay competitive. Bronny went to what USC. He came out of a top tier conference. Bronny know what it is to stay like what it is to be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And if he ain't ready, he just ain't ready. You will send him to the D League, but know nothing about that says they still in win now because as players go down, like you look at Bronny, you look at Gabe Vincent, they about the same size maybe. Gabe Vincent, I'm sorry if you don't go to hitting. Here come Bronny.
Mm-hmm.
It's all it takes is one person to slip, one injury.
That's all
That's
it
it.
takes.
And
Mm-hmm.
you have the captain. Braun is the main ball handler. You might have Russell or Reeves hold it, but Braun the main ball handler. All Braun got to do is be like this here, play defense, and be just like this here.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yep,
Just be ready.
exactly. So let's go on to game 2 of opening night. Knicks versus the Celtics. You think Cat's gonna ball?
Well, I don't mean to be biased. I'm a Boston fan, but I feel like Cat will do Cat, but I just don't see. Like I feel like when he had 16 to 16 in the preseason, don't believe the hype. I mean, he could be they only like really big, so he'll get the boards, and they're probably force it to him in the paint, but just don't believe the hype. I don't. It just don't. It seems like an awkward fit to me. Because what they're gonna ask Cat to do is to rim protect, and now you have to rim protect against arguably the two best wings in the game, and Jaylen Brown and Tatum. Not to mention Drew Holiday. Derek White is a dog. I done seen Derek White get big man stuff. So Cat don't come in here slipping.
Right.
I really want to see how my boys is. I really want to see how Boston gonna come out off that.
Mm-hmm.
Off the championship. What it is like. I want to see how Al Horford always came in area condition, a great player. I want to see how he does that because our Horford is 40 himself. Al Horford's another older player in the league. So I want to see I want to see how they're built, but I'm really questioning the Knicks. I want to see what is the actual plan with Cat.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see how that's gonna work in season instead of preseason.
Right.
So let's go ahead and transition to the NFL. So the Cowboys versus the Lions game. Lord have mercy. What a beating that was. Yeah, I was watching Red Zone. And once that game came on, I said, you know what? Forget these other games. I need to see this matchup and this matchup only because
Well,
the Cowboys have not won a game at home. So I was ready to see. I was not expecting a butt whooping.
Jerry Jones got a loss for his 100th birthday. Jerry Jones got a loss for your
It's your
birthday.
birthday.
Jerry Jones about 100, man. Jerry Jones about 100, and still think he still calling all the shots. But yeah, he got a loss. I know he mad. You could see it, like you could just see that anguish on his face. He was just like,
47-9. 47-9.
That's field goal after field goal after field goal.
What were we doing? Not we. Ooh, let me scratch that. Woo! I'm only saying that because it's Dallas. And I am
Well,
not
Dallas fans
affiliated,
don't feel
nor am
bad.
I.
Y'all see what I got on. I'm a Jaguar, so we ain't
What?
doing too much better at
What
all.
are they doing? I just don't understand. It's like they couldn't stop nothing. Nothing. And then the two people that we said in the last episode still went off. Montgomery, like we said, 2 touchdowns.
Dallas weak against the running back right now. I mean, right now, while Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence going, man, you could take any running back. If a running back is on play, Detroit showed you. You could take your power back and do it. You could take your agile back and do it. You see what Kamara did when they had Parsons there. Like, Dallas just can't defend the running back. The running back is like their Achilles heel right now. So whoever Dallas play and you got it on fantasy with a running back, you might want to, want to take that.
They need to use this bye week and really recalibrate and really have a meeting and be like, what is going on? What changes do we need to make? And we need to make them fast. So our next topic is Tua's possible return. I think he needs to sit out for the rest of the season.
I feel like he just need to think about longevity. I ain't gonna say the rest of the season, but don't rush yourself to come back because them concussions serious.
Concussions are very serious. That is long-term injury. What if you get another one and you aren't the same person anymore? That's a risk that you can't change. You can't change what happens to your body like that.
I just feel like he need to think about longevity, man. Like just life after football.
Exactly. I mean, the team is going down the drain, but that's not enough for you to just rush to come back just because you want to play and help your team. It's not that serious.
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say it ain't that serious, but it's serious. It's my job, but at the same time, my job is also to come home every night
and provide for my family.
Right. Just hey, I'm finna step down. I mean, retirement, y'all know what it is. I will be a quarterback's coach, something, what I mean? Like it's a job for you out here after football. You're still a young man. So you're still a young man that's still intact if you leave now. But he loved the game, so we'll see.
We will see. Now, something that we did talk about last week is the potential landing spot for Davante Adams. Well, it is set in stone. He is playing for the Jets.
All that says to me, I don't know. The Jets, that's a lot of money decisions because now you got Davante Adams. You finna have to ship Mike Williams or Lazard or somebody because now you got it's crowded room. And you drafted a receiver like in the 3rd round in Malachi Corey. I don't know if it was the 2nd round or 3rd round, but they drafted Malachi Corey. Like you kind of crowded there for your future. So what you gonna do? Garrett Wilson is, of course, your future. What you gonna do? Like who stays, who goes? Somebody gonna get mad about some targets. You know how they go. Like
I think they're gonna release Mike Williams.
You think they're gonna release him?
But yeah, I think only because Aaron Rodgers had something to say in the press conference. Mike Williams ran the wrong route. Like
when the quarterback when the quarterback say that,
right?
He said know what time it is for you.
As soon as at first I didn't think they were going to get rid of him, but once he said that, I said, "Oh boy."
And then the thing is, you got to think about him coming out of Los Angeles Chargers. Like he was only he was the deep threat. You want to have like one thing on the route tree, like route, like up, post, corner. That was mainly your thing out here. And Aaron Rodgers, they asking you to do a lot of comeback hitches. They're asking to do a lot of that offense. Well, not a lot, just more than you was used to out there with the Chargers. But I'm more excited about that Amari Cooper going to the Bills.
Man, I was not expecting that at all. All I saw was his IG post that said "move or rust." I said, "What does that mean?" And then I just kept going through my feed, and I'm like, "Oh, he said, forget y'all, Cleveland Browns. I'm going somewhere to win."
Yeah, and that's right on time for Buffalo because it fits Josh Allen. Like Josh Allen got a laser coming across that middle. Amari Cooper, one of the best quick slanters in the game, run after the catch threats in the game.
Yep.
He catch it, Amari Cooper, and then he out. So it's Yeah, I feel like that's a good like I feel like that was good because the Bills were doing pretty decent without him. Like, but you could tell because the Bills had like it was one game they had Josh Allen had like 6 drops. Like the receiver just dropping. He doing pretty well by himself. So I feel like yeah, that's.
Now, is this a good replacement for Stephon Diggs?
I feel like so. Like in the way they offense going, because they're showing you that we can pound the ball with like no James Cook, no problem. Ray Davis, like they're showing you we can pound the football. So it's not like it's not. I feel like it's a good replacement. Not saying of the same value. Just when I need you, you're there. I miss that with Diggs. I'm not Diggs did a little extra, but I feel like just when I need you, you're gonna be there. Just like how Diggs was. Now, I don't know if you still at that, I don't know if you can do what he did after the catch, even though you have that potential to. Just you never know where players are in their career, but I do know when you need me, when I call, you'll be there right on time.
It's like that Jackson 5 song. I'll be there.
All right, all right, I'll be there.
That's so funny. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. So now we're getting on to our high value 5. Each player listed has an amazing value projected, whether it's fantasy sports or pick 'em props. This is our spiel on what to expect. So, starting out, J.K. Dobbins or Kyron Williams?
I don't know.
Dobbins started off the year hot, back to back 100-yard games.
And they play the Cardinals.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going Dobbins. I mean, Kyron Williams is a big piece of that offense with LA, with the Rams, but I just feel like the Chargers, like, they're gonna lean on Dobbins a little bit more. They still out there, they still want Stafford to be, they still want Stafford to be that main guy. I mean, Herbert's that guy there with Chargers, but they're giving him the run game to lean on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I may go with J.K. Dobbins too.
Yeah, I'm going with Dobbins. Travis Kelsey, or George Kittle?
George Kittle.
I don't know. That Chiefs defense is one of the
George Kittle.
defenses the Chiefs have fielded in the last few years. That Chiefs defense is amazing.
It is amazing, but I don't know. Travis Kelsey hasn't been doing the best this season, and that's what I'm kind of basing it off of. He's not like he was last season, and Kittles is having a ball out there.
I'm going Kelsey due to the fact of who else. I mean, Juju might can, but I don't see Juju doing what he did last time. But before Juju started really picking up, the first game without Rashee Rice, and that game started going along before Juju took off, Kelsey was the one holding it down. Kelsey opened up the game like 3 for 34.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's like they got synergy. Broism, whatever you want to call it. They just if I turn my back out the play action, I know he's going to be right there. And then let's be honest, Mahomes ain't got too many more people. It's a plethora of weapons over there in San Francisco. So if it's just them two, I'm taking Kelsey.
I'm just hoping that they looked at film, not just from the Super Bowl, but from previous years, and just play smarter. Try not to play too hard just because you have a grudge and you want to win. I just hope that they make smarter moves and, just make better decisions.
Mahomes ain't really been, I think Mahomes threw a pick in almost every game he done played in this year. So Mahomes ain't really the same pick you apart, but he does what he needs to be done, and you can still tell he got command of everything. Just now he's in that mode. If it's 1-on-1, I'm gonna try. If it ain't there, his defense bails him out. So I'm leaning toward Kelsey.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen or Kirk Cousins?
I like Kirk. I like Big Kirk. Like I'm loving his synergy with the team this season. But Josh Allen just got a new wide receiver. So that changes the whole energy of the team.
It depends if he's ready, because they're saying Davante Adams. It's a possibility. Well, they're leaning toward the heavy part he's going to play. It depends if Amari Cooper is going to if he's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
But even still, I don't feel like daily. If you're looking at it from a fantasy point, like who I should put in my lineup, if
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen ain't throwing 3 touchdowns or running for like 2, I know Kurt gonna put 2 in the L. I know Kurt gonna give you 2 touchdowns and a bunch of yards. That's Kurt. He didn't do so much against the Panthers, but look who we're talking about. We're talking about the Panthers. They gave him a break.
Yeah.
Just let the run game do it. Algier and Robinson did it. So if I'm talking about coming back right now, yeah, I'm going with my boy Kurt.
Yeah, because they're playing the Seahawks, and then the Bills are playing the Titans.
Whoa.
That changes things a bit, doesn't it?
The Bills play the Titans. The Titans ain't. There's nobody to remember. So right about now. So
Mm-hmm.
Josh
Mm-hmm.
Allen. I mean, you can't go wrong with either one. I mean, I don't feel like you're going wrong with none of our high five value picks. But I just feel like the way they lean on the run game in the Bills and the Falcons really want to throw it. They really want to let Kurt bomb you away. And if you're looking from a fantasy point, I'm going Kurt.
Yeah, definitely Kurt.
Ross St. Brown or Justin Jefferson.
That's gonna be a good game. They go against each other, right?
Mm-hmm. Detroit versus Minnesota.
Now, Detroit gives up yards to the receivers. They're good at stopping the run game. So I may be going with JJ, only because of that. Now, I do have Amon on my fantasy lineup, so of course, internally, I'm rooting for him. But I think JJ's going to get more. Just because I feel like they were both on that receiver documentary on Netflix. And I just feel like there's just that grudge. Like, who is better than the other?
And we're in the same division.
Yeah.
I see you. I just feel like, honestly, as long as Sam Darnold still got his monthly subscription to Ghostbusters, man, and then Aiden Hutchinson just went down. So it's not like you're going to have a dynamic pass. I don't know, Dan Campbell's a great coach, but theoretically, you're not going to have a dynamic pass rush after you. You give up yards to receiver. Justin Jefferson make a double move. He's in the middle of the field. He's wide open. He's gone. And Ross St. Brown, I like the dink and dunk from Jared Goff, but they lean heavily on the run. And then just because I know Minnesota can stop the run, Minnesota can stop the run. It's just more about I don't think they can stop Detroit's run because Detroit has that type of offensive line, that type of play caller, and they still have the weapons outside, like in Laporta, on the inside in Laporta, outside St. Brown. They still got enough to say you just can't load the box. And if Jared Goff still make the correct decisions, yeah. But still don't say just Amari St. Brown. Justin Jefferson, it seems he do it with, like, Amari St. Brown just became prominent. Justin Jefferson been doing it the last few years with a quarterback, without a quarterback. He just him. He does it. So Justin Jefferson. Consistency.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we have to cap it off DK Metcalf or Chris Godwin.
Okay, so the Bucks are playing the Ravens. Again, they're really good at stopping the run, but they give up yards to the receiver. And the Seahawks are playing the Falcons in Atlanta.
Atlanta has a stingy pass defense, and they're in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Like, that game went to overtime, but Baker threw touchdowns, but he didn't throw for many yards. Like, they kept the completions short. Baker did what he was asked to move the chains, but you see the game came out. It was like, what? He didn't throw that much. He didn't throw for as many yards as you thought he would. So you got that. That's that. Then Tampa Bay might be without Mike, depending how it goes. He's been nipped up. Godwin had a monstrous game last week, and I feel like he's gonna build on it. Yeah. Because again, they stopped the run well. Mm-hmm. And the way Baker play ugly sometimes. 3 interceptions, 4 Baker play some ugly balls sometimes, but Baker gonna win. I'm not saying he gonna win against the Ravens, but Baker finds a way to win. That's because he got good receivers. Mm-hmm. And Godwin is a part of that good receiver, so I would bank on Godwin.
Me too. I'm choosing Godwin.
Yeah, I like Godwin in that matchup. Godwin's pretty well in that matchup. So, which brings us to our next topic, the game of the week. Every week, we dive into 2 matchups in the NFL. two games that everybody's talking about, and this is where we break down what to watch for, the key players, and of course how it might impact your bets for the fantasy week. So let's get into it. In the first one with the big spotlight, it's the Kansas City Chiefs and the 49ers rematch from the Super Bowl.
Yep. So right now, according to ESPN Bet, it's sitting at a spread of -2 in favor of the 49ers.
Yeah. And they got the total on the over and under. They leaning toward the under at 47.5 from what I see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it's interesting to see. The Chiefs are 4-1 against the spread this season. The 49ers are 3-3 against the spread this season.
Mm-hmm.
The over is 4-2 in the 49ers games this season. So in 4 games, they went over the expected total, and the under is 3-2 in Chiefs games this season. And Mahomes has won 6 straight games as an underdog. That is big.
I know, and they're coming off of a bye week, so some rest.
Mahomes is 6 straight games as the underdog, and I know that includes the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because it's only been what 5-6 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
So if you saying 5 games as the 6 straight games as the underdog, I'm not even saying he was the underdog in all 5 games this year, but I know for a fact he was the underdog in the Super Bowl. They always I don't get why though, but he was the underdog. Mm-hmm. 6 straight games. It's like when you talk about rise to the occasion, you talk about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, and he always finds a way to win that game.
Yes, he does. The 49ers, I got their word cut out.
Yeah,
because me personally, I'm going with the Chiefs. And I would probably take the Chiefs. I want to take them under on the point total. I'm going with the under on the point total.
I think it's going to be below 46.5. It's not going to be that much.
The 49ers defense been kind of slippery. Like they've been giving up stuff this year, but they still got a strong defense. They're not like poo. And the Chiefs defense is amazing. Purdy's been doing everything you could ask for him, but then again, you're going against right now. He on goat. He in goat status. Mm-hmm. He got 3 bowls. What he got? 3 bowls? Mm-hmm. 49ers, Eagles, 49ers again, and he been the foe because he lost to the Patriots. He in GOAT status, so
Right. Now, do you think Worthy's going to be activated, or is they still going to play him safe?
I still think they're gonna play him safe. I mean, I don't see if he ain't injured. I don't see no reason he's out. I just don't see them like people think like he's round receiver right now. He's gonna be he's a big play waiting to happen. Because you're a big play, I need to deploy you in certain. I can't just not pro frame ready like Juju Smith. He's 212, 215 pro frame ready. Juju can be out there all day. He's not the fastest, but that offense ain't looking to score fast. They looking for Mahomes to pick you apart.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. Like they're not looking to to mollywop you like they used to do with Tyreek Hill and big play. Now they feel like Mahomes grown enough to just manage the game. Not really manage the game, but pick you apart. He's 27, 28, 26, 27, 28. He's been around a long time now. He's been around a while. Yeah. Now he's in that mode too. It ain't too much you can throw at him that he can't see.
Right.
And then when he do see it and he do something different, now he throwing it behind the bag. Now he adds something else to his arsenal. So I mean, it's that.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one we have up is the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. JJ versus Amari.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. ESPN got the spread at -1.5 in favor of the Vikings, which that is a home game for them.
Ooh, and they got the over and under set at 49, but they're leaning toward the over.
Yeah, that they think this is going to be a scoring game. And I only say that because I feel like Armand is going to be competing with Justin Jefferson on who is the better receiver. So it may be a high scoring game.
I tell you what, so I feel like this is going to be the tricky game. I feel like the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs are a little bit more clear-cut because when I look at the betting trends for the Vikings and the Lions, okay, so the Lions are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7. The Lions are 7-0 against their last 7 games versus the Vikings. The Lions are 7-0. No, they're 7-0 against the spread in their last 7 games versus the Vikings. Lions are 7-1 against the spread in their last road games. The over is 5-1 in the Lions' last 6 games versus NFC North opponents.
Yep.
The Vikings are 5-0 against the spread this season. The over is 5-0 in the last 5 meetings between these two teams. The under is 8-3 in the Vikings' last 11 home games. But if you're 8-3 in the Vikings' last 11 home games, somewhere in there, I know you played the Lions, and the Lions are 7-0 against the spread in the last 7 games versus the Vikings. And the over is 5-1 in the last 6 games for the Lions versus North opponents. The last 6, and that's 6 games. That game, I'm telling you, that game is tricky. But if I were to take it, I'm not taking that money line because that's strange. It's a strange outcome. So I'm not taking that money line. They're 2 division opponents. But I feel like it's safe to go on that over. Because again, you got 2 potent offense that's shown this year. You've seen what they just did to Dallas, and you've seen what Minnesota done in the previous weeks. We've been pulling it on.
Yeah, that's going to be tricky. It's definitely going to be a high-scoring game and definitely a great game to watch. Make sure you keep them on your radar and bet strategically.
Get your popcorn ready.
Right. Strategically, and don't be putting all your money on these key players.
If I had a betting for that game there, I would encourage people to try in-game betting. Bet on that game as you see it unfold before you. That's a game I wouldn't even take on pick 'em out. Outside of maybe the receiver, I wouldn't just, I'm not going to bet on that game and pick 'em apps, like that. I would bet on that game as I seen the game unfurl before me. I will go in-game betting, and I would be like, now that I'm watching, now I will call the spread inside the game. Now I will call this inside the game. You know what I mean? It's too many points to be given up. And the thing is, you'll turn right around and be a low-scoring affair.
Yeah.
Because everybody's hyped up for the over.
Everybody's hyped up for the over, yep.
What would make Vegas happy?
Making that call.
That is rule number 1 in betting. What would make Vegas happy?
Exactly. Because they're looking at spreads, they're looking at numbers to see who's putting the most money on what. So how can we make people lose money?
That's right. And these, like I said, with 2 teams with 2 good quarterbacks, I've seen games where you field goal, defensive touchdown. What? It's improbability. So get your popcorn ready and bet strategically.
Yeah, it's going to be a great Sunday. Great Sunday. Sunday and Monday. 2 games on Monday.
That's right.
All right. So that wraps up episode 5. We're doing pretty well. So we've covered everything from the WNBA Finals. Last game may be on Friday. We shall see. The links better come with it. We've talked about upcoming NBA matchups and those key football games and players that you should keep an eye on this week. So, as always, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you drop a like, a comment. Let us know what player you're picking. Let us know what you're adding to your bet slip. And as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So, thank you for watching. It's been an exciting week. We have some exciting news coming up next week, so make sure you stay tuned. And until then, always bet responsibly. Manage your money. Split up the tickets. Do a 2-man parlay or 3-man. Just build up your slip. And we'll see you next week on the Betting Duo.